Hello, everybody, and welcome into the gymnasium at Snohomish, the storied gymnasium. The band's cooking. The crowd is still drifting in here, and we've got high school hoops in front of us tonight. And it is the matchup between Marysville-Pilchuck, the Tomahawks, and the Snohomish Panthers. Both teams have already played one game so far this season, and that result is a loss on both sides. The Marysville-Pilchuck Tommies lost to Arlington earlier on Tuesday night, 42-68, in a game that pretty much overwhelmed on defenses, according to head coach Barry Gould in his 9th season at the helm at Marysville-Pilchuck. And he's looking to get a little more out of the offensive side, not so much intimidation factor. Looking for a little experience out of a young squad of the Tomahawks. And on the other side of the court, the home side, the Snohomish Panthers 0-1 lost a Tuesday night matchup to Glacier Peak, a 40-52 loss. Brian Hunter, of course, got a great squad up there of young kids, and the Snohomish Panthers, a very balanced scoring attack. You have to like that, even though it was the loss. You've got Steele Morgan with 8 points, Josh Baird 6 points, Ty Carlson 6 points, Wyatt Harris with 7, and Colin Kane with 6. So you got a lot of production, although not in double figures. You've got a lot of guys that like to shoot the rock and can. And it'll be interesting to see how these teams stack up tonight. Both teams struggled a bit last season. Marysville, a 1-12 overall record, did not make the playoffs, obviously. Snohomish 4-10 overall record under the 19th season of head coach Len Bone, who is at his 19th season this year. And tonight we've got a non-conference matchup. Of course, the Snohomish Panthers, a 4A squad, playing against the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks, the 3A counterpart, although they have been 4A as recently as 2 years ago. So they certainly have seen one another enough to make it a somewhat of a rivalry. They're certainly comfortable with one another. I went and talked to one of the players from the Tomahawks just before we got started, Bryce Vitovich, who is out with an ankle problem tonight, will not play, although he mentioned how he was very disappointed because a lot of these kids play on select teams together. They are very comfortable with each other's play, and they stare at each other down the bench and along the scorers table at one another, and the rivalry is heated. They know each other inside and out. They share the same suitcase a lot of times when they're out traveling on these select teams. And of course, you come into a situation where it matters under the roof of your home high school here at Snohomish, underneath the championship banners. You want to play no matter what the case. And now we're getting set to start off with our starting lineups here on STSPN. We're glad you are aboard. You're home for high school hoops in the Snohomish County, and we've got a dandy for you right here. Keith Neely alongside, courtside. We're bringing you the action throughout, and we want you to know that you can always go back and check the archive versions of these games all the way back through football season. There's a tab there on the home page. Make sure you check that out. Glacier Peak, a very good run. Snohomish, they got their football games up there too, and of course we'll have the basketball all the way through the season. I believe, if I saw it correctly, 6 and 8 games per group.
Well, we're doing actually, I think it's going to be about 9 or 10 games for the boys and 6 games for the girls for 3 different schools. So we're going to do Glacier Peak, Snohomish, and Jackson.
So if you're a hoop fan, this is the place to come check us out. They're lighting up the starting lineups right now. The band in a little bit of a low roar now. It's always fun to have that high school atmosphere. Right now they're introducing Bryce Juno for the Tommies, 5'10", sophomore. Scored 8 points another 3 days ago, and he'll be in the backcourt along with Josh Bevan, a 5'9" sophomore. So a pair of sophomore backcourt, and you can see where the experience factor may be a bit of an issue for head coach Barry Gould and the Tommies. Rounding up the Tomahawks, Michael Pena. He's the guy to watch, 6'4", only a junior. Scored 7 points against a very tough double-teaming matchup up in Arlington, but he can put the rock in the hole, and he's the guy wearing number 23 right in front of you. And then Dante Fields, 6'3", a senior, gets the start, rounding out the big guy for the Tommies, 6'7", a senior, Caleb Keaton. answer for that height other than Colin Kane on the other side of the ball. We'll get to him in a moment. Steele Morgan, 5'9" senior, and he'll be in the backcourt with Josh Baer wearing number 12, 6'2" senior. Ty Carlson, Wyatt Harris, they are the forwards for Snohomish. Both seniors 6'1" and 6'6" respectively. And then, of course, matching up down underneath, Colin Kane, 6'7", a junior. And we'll get to the action here at First Tip on STSPN right after this.
And please remain standing for the pledge of allegiance.
That is right.
Funny thing about Snohomish, and I don't see it all on the other schools, they always seem to do the pledge along with the Star Spangled Banner. Not a bad tradition. Tomahawks out on the court first. Glenn Bone giving his crew a little bit of a last-minute instructions on how to play the Tomahawks in the red jerseys. The home whites, of course, the Snohomish Panthers. And jumping center will be the two bigs, the 6'7" towers of Colin Kane and Caleb Keaton. Although it looks like Kane almost has another 2 inches in practical height over the Tomahawks. Caleb Keaton. The tip is won by Snohomish. And Steele Morgan now will take it in. He'll bounce pass over on the right-hand side of Wyatt Harris. Dumps it down underneath. Here's a little kick out. Long one on the way. No. Jump stop in the lane. It draws nothing but the backboard. And now we've got a quick step on the inline. Maybe we had a hand check underneath, but it's the first turnover. This one will give the possession back to the Tomahawks. Here comes Juno now with a yo-yo dribble across the timeline. Looks in, gets an early screen off Keaton. Now off to the right-hand side goes Bevan. There's Painter. He's the one you want to watch. They're guarded closely by Baird. That's the matchup right there. Painter now top of the key. He'll elevate for the jump shot. 12 feet, no. And it'll be back to the Tomahawks. They'll reset, reload. Here it comes into the lane. Blocked. And right now the swarming defense, the Snohomish Panthers do not want anybody in the lane. That showed there with the triple team. Kane. They'll come off to Baird. Baird has Harris open. Looked inside for a moment there. Now will yo-yo back out. Baird with it. Excuse me, that is Harris. Harris now will dump it off. No good. Harris with the rebound. And it's stolen away. Painter ties him up, and this one will be a foul against Michael Painter. That'll be his first team.
Now you were talking about hand check. We're going to be doing a little bit more of that this season.
So the two items of emphasis for these teams here is a shot no good. Rebound on the offensive side is put back up, and that is Wyatt Harris. Harris was his first bucket, and that's 2-0 now Snohomish. As Juneau brings the ball back up, and we go back to the emphasis points that the referees are making. One of them is the hand check. So you see a lot of guards taking their defenders to the hoop because it's not going to be as easy to get away with that hand check to hold the guard back. And the other thing is screens. You got to make sure your screen is good and set hard and long. So those are two things we'll point back out. Offensive rebound after the painter miss. And now we'll reset the 30-second clock, and MP will take it out underneath. So a little bit different look, perhaps, especially I imagine with the guard play out front, having to adjust, especially if you see a defender that's about a half step slow. You may be able to take him all night long. We'll see how that plays out tonight. Here's Painter, right-hand side to Bevan. Bevan launches a long three. That had snow on it by the time it came down, or another offensive rebound by Marysville-Pilchuck. And now we've got a reach around. I believe Josh Baird will get tagged, and he does, his first personal. Keaton was in some trouble along the sideline right in front of the Snohomish bench, and unfortunately Baird got a little too aggressive off top and was tagged with the foul. Here is Juneau now. A little yo-yo dribble cross-court pass, and there's that screen we were talking about. A little offensive screen not held long enough by Dante Fields on that far side. And by the time they were able to get the ball over to Bevan, he's whistled for the foul. So Fields with one, second personal. First personal, second team. Now Snohomish will inbound against the full court pressure of the Tommies. Back it goes to Morgan now. He'll take the ball up with the right hand. Left hand now into some trouble. Down it goes to Baird. He'll elevate for the triple. Josh Baird, three ball. And Snohomish is on top 5-0. Juneau, there's that hand check we're talking in. Up top it goes. It'll be before the shot goes up. That goes against Steele Morgan. We've got Caleb Keaton checking out, and T.J. Rice coming into the ball game for the first time for the Tommies, 6'4" senior, and in and out of his hands on the first touch. That's not how you want to impress your coach off the bench.
I think they're going to have to settle down a little bit if they're going to stay with the Snohomish team.
So far, Snohomish pitching the shutout, 5-0 with 5:39 to go first quarter. There's the entry pass. Trying to find Morgan now. He finally gets free, but now they're going to the backboard, and that is over and back. An easy call to make. Josh Baird did not get his entire body over the top. It's not just 1 foot. You got to get the whole ball. If you have the ball, it's got to be ball and 2 feet. If it's just your body, you've got to get...
You know, he made that three-pointer too there, right?
And he did, yeah.
Of course, there wasn't anybody in his face.
Boy, it's easy to see Steele Morgan out there. Those shoes are electric. They are about as bright as you can get it. Now the top screen, they try to set for Juneau. He'll go to the hole, no good. And went into that double team of the Twin Towers. Now a quick transition and a little stop and a pop. Here's Harris, no good. Juneau with the rebound. Here come the Tommies, got a 2-on-1 break. Long lead pass, here it comes. Fields, in it goes. Dante Fields is on the board. And so are the Tomahawks. 5-2. Here's Steele. Up the ball off to Baird. Another long triple. He got it. 3-ball. Corner pocket. 6 points for Josh Baird, and it's 8-2. 4:50 to go now first quarter. Tomahawks with the ball. There's another block fail. That'll be the second on Steele Morgan, and that will make some interesting decision-making for Len Bone as he'll draw some new blood off the bench. And they'll go with...
That's Jacob Hamlin.
Jacob Hamlin, 5'11", senior. Tomahawks looking in against this 2-3 zone, really have no answer for it early. And there is a pump fake into the rack. Up with the right hand, no good. Fields hopped the first bucket, couldn't get that one to fall, and then Harris rips the rebound with 4:24 to go. Here comes the Black Cats of Snohomish, the Panthers, and there's Baird once again. He's got the hot hand. Carlson now with it. Dump it underneath the Kane. Kane turns, little right hand runner, got it over the top. Beautiful play. that left-hand side has no numbers. They'll reset. Jacob Hamlin. And now they'll go down into the big man. Turns in. Back out to Hamlin. He'll shoot the three ball. Rims out. Offensive rebound, and now we've got a foul on the floor. A push underneath, and that may be the second on Pater. It was on 23. Called 20 to start with. And I think confused both the table and the broadcaster. Cole Grindy will come in his place. You got your best player in foul trouble already with 3:47 to go first quarter. That can't speak well of how things are going here for the Tomahawks. They're down 8 points already early. Baird down. Little toss out. Checking in was Tanner Arrington coming into the game for the first time. Now it goes over to the corner. Underneath to Harris. And he'll walk with the basketball.
I think that looked more like a football move there. He was driving across the line.
A lot of these kids are coming right off the gridiron, so it makes sense that they got a little bit of that extra football aggression with you. There's a long shot, and it will drift off the rim. Not a bad look for Josh Bevan. He's obviously very comfortable out there shooting the rock, only a sophomore. And Coach Barry Gould talked about the need for some experience building before the regular season where you're getting into league play, and that's what he's looking most for out of this Tomahawk tonight. That isn't experience equal. Right there, foul on the other end. That'll be Dante Fields' second personal foul. And we'll send Jacob Hamlin to the line to shoot two. Hamlin, 5'11", senior, takes the first stroke and hits the bottom of the net. Kane now will check in for Harris. And on the other end, Dante Field comes out. And TJ Rice will check back in for the Tommies. Hamlin with already one free throw will put them both down, and it is 12-2 with 3:13 to go first quarter. A lot of back and forth. Tomahawks have definitely had their opportunities to be right there in this game. Really struggled at the free throw line up at Arlington. So far haven't been to the stripe. The shooting left some 50% up at the Eagles land, and that really will hurt you, especially when you get into league play and things matter. Free throws are so important. Josh Baird with his second personal foul. So now the backcourts of Morgan and Baird both with two personal fouls. And they will check Josh Shogren in, a 6-foot senior guard. And now here is Juneau. He wants to do it all. Little dump out underneath. Grindy with it. And the deuce from the left-hand side makes it 12-4 with 2:38 to go. Tomahawks run the ball up very well. Drew a little contact there with Shogren right into the game right off the top. You like to see those wide eyes when you're in the paint like that, especially coming off the bench. It's an easy deuce. There's a little shuffle pass underneath to Juneau. He'll bring it out under the double team. Now right back underneath it goes. Grindy, no. Offensive rebound and a putback by Heckendorf, who's into the ball game. And Nate Heckendorf with the two. And now we've got a timeout on the floor. Len Bone
wanted to slow that down.
Thrilled with something.
No, he wanted to slow that down a little bit. You know, they were dominating there for quite a bit, and all of a sudden, you know, they made a player change and you know, a couple of quick baskets, and he's like, no, we've got to slow this back down. It's got to be come back to us.
Transition baskets are by far the easiest, most high percentage shot you can get in the game of basketball. And as a defensive-oriented coach, that's one thing you don't want to give up. And right there, I don't necessarily think that the Panthers were beat back on defense, but they certainly were over-rotated in that zone defense once they got there. And it was almost the tertiary effect of being too far on one side of the court that cost them the bucket there. And I think Coach Bone just wanted to settle them down a little bit and say, guys, look at the lead you got. You don't have to go out of the game plan at this point in time. Now against the full court pressure, Hamlin gets the ball up, almost got rid of it into the Tomahawk area, but finally Colin Kane comes down with it. Now Sjogren to Kane. Now they'll dump it back out to Hamlin. Dumps it back down underneath where they got a little size, a little reverse layup. Oh, skip and a kiss off the glass. And Colin Kane has 4. 14-6 with $1:47 to go here first quarter. On STSPN. Juneau, right hand, got the runner in the lane. No, won't fall. And again, a long lead pass. Here comes Arrington to the rack, or left hand score. And the lead back to 10 points. And right now, the game plan for the Tomahawks seems to be get it to Bryce Juneau, let him do something. Here's the long pass underneath and to try to tip it out of the way. And they say it was last touched by Colin Kane. Caleb Keaton comes back in, checks back for TJ Rice, who will leave the game for the Tomahawks. Wyatt Harris checks out, Harrington, and Kane, the bigs underneath now. Okay, gets drifted all the way back up to the top. A long lead pass, there's the extra pass. Juneau with the triple. Back iron, no. That one looked uncomfortable from the minute he released it. Here comes Snohomish. Kane dumps it back out to Villia. Villia now, right hand. He comes into the ball game. Villia, 6'2", senior. Here's the triple. Tanner puts in the third 3-ball of the night for Snohomish, and this pushes the lead up to 13 points now, 19-6 with under a minute to play. The entry pass. Not a good one to Keaton. He'll try to dump it back out. Here's the long 3. No, front iron. Offensive rebound. The thing looks like a greased pig on this end. There's the 3-ball. Brindy puts the 3 in for 5 points. And they say 2. They recounted the foot mark and make it a 4 points for now for Cole Brindy. Breaking the pass easily. Here comes Snohomish. There's 1-2. Do they get called? No. There he might get a little bit of a travel call. But Tanner Arrington has 5 points and 2 trips. That's efficiency. And at the end of 1, we've got a 21-8 score. Marysville-Pilchuck does not have an answer for the flat underrunning of the Snohomish Panthers.
No, I'm very disappointed with how Marysville, their passing. Their passing seems to be just really not as accurate as a team like of their caliber should be. They're high on a lot of their passes. They're throwing their baskets. They're not set before they launch their pass or before they take a shot at the basket. I think they could clean a lot of that up.
Side of the court here where Marysville-Pilchuck had their offensive attack. It almost looked like the ball was greased the minute they got past half court, because all of a sudden nobody can hang on to the ball. It slips through once and they have to take a dribble that they wouldn't normally take. On the other end, Snohomish doesn't seem to have any problem hanging off the rock, so it's definitely not a problem with the basketball.
I would agree with that. I think Marysville, once they get over here, it seems almost out of desperation. They're not moving the ball around like Snohomish is. They're too quick to take their shot and then try and clean it up after they miss.
Juneau, Bevan, Brindy, Keaton, and Resnikov for the Tomahawks. And on the floor for Snohomish to start the second quarter as Heckendorf goes in. That's Heckendorf, another sophomore on this Tomahawk team. There's the long shot by Bevan. That time he stuck it. John on the board now. Makes it a 10-point game once again, 21-11. There's a misplay and up to the rack it goes. Heckendorf got a hand on that just as it was inbound. That I turn around, it's a foul on Jacob Hamlin, his first. Just trying to stop the bleeding. And then a three-point play by Hickenborg. He's got 5 on the night. And another missed touch. Here comes Snohomish. This time they'll stop. Sjogren thought about it. Josh Sjogren puts down three-pointer number 4 for Snohomish. That's definitely the way they're making their living. And on the other end, holy smoke, Josh Sjogren. He's got 6 on 2 long ones. And it's 24-17 with 7:09 to go here, second quarter. We're at Snohomish. Another turnover on the full court pressure, and Bryce Juno will lay it up. So as easy as they broke the full court pressure, right now Snohomish is really struggling bringing the ball into the front court and getting any kind of offense started. Here's another elevation and a 3 ball on the way. No good. Offensive rebound. It's Sjogren. He'll try to kick it out. Finally is able to find Arrington, but not before a foul is called. That will go against Caleb Keaton, his first personal foul. We've got a substitution now. And we've got Zach Carlson into the ball game for Snohomish for the first time. Carlson, a forward, 6'3", junior. And now a long entry pass, and it almost looks like an entirely different ball game. Now that the momentum have shifted, the Tomahawks got a little bit of life after that full court pressure. They'll dump it out underneath. Kane up, no. Gonna use foul, will go to the line. I think Colin Kane knows he owns that paint. He's not hesitant in one single moment about turning on Caleb Keaton down low on that left-hand block. That time, Keaton whistled for the foul.
Very strong.
And Kane now hits the first of 2. He's got 5. 25-19 with 6:27 to go here, second quarter on STSPN. Thanks for being along. Second one on the way is good. And Kane settles in with 6 points. That was his total for the game against Glacier Peak back on Tuesday. So he's equaled his season high so far. There's a swat away. Jacob Hamlin takes one away from Bryce Juno, driving in with the left hand. And now the Tomahawks will try to cut into this 7-point lead. Right back up. That's a beautiful play. The alley-oop to Heckendorf, and off the bench, he's the game high with 7. He has not gotten that many minutes, and he's been scarily efficient with 7 points in about as many minutes. And most importantly, cut into the lead down to 5 now, 26-21. That's a run. I'd tell you how much the run was, but I didn't write it down. There's the long lead pass over everybody, turning one up, and in, easy bucket for Colin Kane. And now we'll have a bit of a delay of game or an entry problem. We'll see what they do here. I think they're just trying to mop up the sweat once Kane hit the deck there. Snohomish looking to get back to a record of 1-1. They only graduated 3 seniors. Russell Crippen, of course, the forward, Josh Bosca, Sean McLaughlin. Those are the seniors that are no longer on this Panther squad, but they certainly got a lot of young guys making a difference. There's a steal. Hamlin makes the steal, and then a whistle will stop play, and it'll be a 1-on-1. Bonus time now for the Cats. They'll send Hamlin to the line. Already perfect, 2 for 2 on the evening from the stripe. Fields checks back in. He's had a bit of a long sit. And Heckendorf will take a seat with those 7 points. Boy, that's what you like to see coming off your bench. We can look down there and see 7 points quickly. No doubt Nate Heckendorf will be back in this one. There's the one-on-one miss. Painter with the rebound. Now Juno will bring it up. On the heels, he'll go right to the rack. Left hand! Bryce Juno has 4 on a beautiful coast-to-coast with that left. And now still trying to break pressure. And underneath, blocked away, and it'll stay Snohomish basketball. Ivelia looked like he had the answer for the coast-to-coast with one of himself, but then had Colin Kane down there with an open look. Made the right decision and got him the ball. He was tagged just a little bit. Now the referees want to make sure that everybody is safe and get the drum kit back out of the way a little bit. Now struggling to inbound the ball. They'll have to go the long way. Hamlin almost lost it. Now they'll get it down into Kane. He's been in there a while and foul. Dante Fields had nothing to do down there but hack Colin Kane. Fields now picks up his third, and he had really no choice. No, that'll go against Cole Grindy. Fields lucked out, because I think he got more of Kane than did Grindy. And suddenly the free throw stripe has gone a bit cold for the Panthers. Hamlin missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and now Kane misses the first of his two attempts. With 5:19 to go, second quarter. There's the offensive rebound. Bouncing and bouncing there. Ty Carlson wanted that one. He thought he got a little bit of Cole Grindy as he got out of bounds, but it'll be Tomahawk basketball. Now Juno will go right-hand dribble, cross over now, try to get it into Painter. Has to jump ball it with Colin Kane. It wasn't a bad idea because they had Painter earlier. But he had to get it to him about a half step before he got down there into the trees. And once he was amongst Colin Kane and company, it made it a little more difficult. Carlson. Now we'll swing it back to Carlson. Zach and the Carlson tie bring the ball up. There's a turnover. Painter with it now, that right hand. He's been very quiet. Not quite as advertised so far in this one. There's the shot. Up it goes. Grindy, long rebound. No, they try to get it off of a Marysville player. They say he was out of bounds before he left the ground. Snohomish crowd backing their man Ty Carlson, thinking that perhaps they got a bit of a red jersey. And he might have, but I think he was out of bounds first.
Yeah, that may be.
Long kick out. There's that greased pig we were talking about at the break. Another high pass. And Todd, you mentioned this a couple of times there. Tomahawks really are struggling with just getting the ball around the circle. The shell game is not working for them. And then it leads to frustration, and that leads to fouls, and here we are again with another 1-on-1.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely, you can see how they're trying to overcome the height by passing high, and they're not ready for it. They got to go after it.
So Ty Carlson will go to the free throw line. Had 6 points the other night against Glacier Peak. So far has been blank early on, but he's certainly played a very big role, especially in breaking this press. As we see Cole Grindy leave for the Tummies. 6'1", a senior. Hits the back iron, and 2 missed 1-on-1s. One by Carlson, one by Hamlin. You can bet that will be on the chalkboard at halftime, if not next week in practice. There's a pass underneath to Harris. He barely gets a hanger in there. Wyatt Harris has 4. And definitely a height advantage, and right now Snohomish taking advantage of it. A little up and under. Can't get it to fall. Painter with an offensive rebound. Gets his own rebound again. He's making his own stats. Now we'll look back, find his guard in Juno. Tries to go right in, and then a hand check. Zach Carlson found himself a little bit out of position out there.
They're doing something with his foot. What does that mean? The ref, he did something with his foot when he was doing that call.
It might have been a kick ball at the same time. So here's the Painter shot. No good. He's 0 for everything so far, and great save on the end line. Bringing it up. Comes Ivelia, and he'll go right to the rack. No. Dumped out underneath. It's Tanner Arrington. He will head to the free throw line after another Marysville-Pilchuck foul. Dante Fields picks up his third personal foul. Really have no answer for the Snohomish height. Fields will lead with 3. Grindy back in for the Tomahawks. Basket's got a bit of a lid on it for Snohomish from the free throw line. Here's the second of 2. He split the pair. Tanner Arrington now with 6 points in the first half. 3:45 to go, 31-23 your score. In the second quarter, this Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks, Snohomish Panthers, non-league game here early on, the second game of the regular season for both teams. Jumping at the elbow, Bryce Juno puts in the long floater to him. He's got 6 points, and the sophomore guard goes back on defense. Long rebounds. Zach Carlson missed it. Now they'll go up. It's a Bevan. He'll left hand no. And I think that the Tomahawks are going to have to rely on turnovers and transition baskets because they're not going to get a lot of easy looks, especially against this swarming zone defense of the Panthers. There's a 3, no good. Elevating nicely is Grindy, and he will be fouled. And that will be one-on-one time, bonus time for Pilchuck. Colin Kane picks up his first personal foul. And that is the 7th personal, or 17th foul rather, on the Cats. 2:52 to go.
You talk about non-league play. You know, this is actually the second year now that Marysville has not been in their league. But, you know, for years and years and years, there's no love lost between these two teams.
Might as well be a league game, and right now nobody can hit a free throw. It doesn't matter what side of the court you're on. Heckendorf can't get it to fall. And now lost in the backcourt, quickly picked up. Painter can't control it. Now everybody, it's a scrum. Who can control? And everybody rolling around now, and we're going to have to really be careful. We're going to have some issues. So they separate everybody off the top turnbuckle.
I think they're going to have to be a little bit quicker with that whistle because, you know, you get these big guys down on that hard, and that just is not a good thing.
We've got Kane and Hamlin checking back in for Snohomish with 2:36 to go, and on the jump ball, the leather will be awarded to Marysville-Pilchuck. Now they got to tie a shoe and settle everything down. I think that's just a good idea anyway. Overall philosophy to settle everything down. We'll see what the Tomahawks can do in the half court now. They'll split the wickets in the zone and dribble right into a tower of Colin Kane. Here it comes the other way. Right step, got to take it away out at the end line, and it will be Tomahawk basketball. Great hustle and transition defense by Cole Grindy. Michael Painter was right there also, and now there's a bit of moxie. After they rolled around at half court, these teams are after each other.
Yes, they are.
2:22 to go here, second quarter, 31-25. The 6-point lead is Snohomish. And now into the front court, knocked away there, having trouble just getting the half-court offense started. Here's TJ Rice with a triple, nothing but the backboard, and now everybody is crashing to the ground. We'll see what they do here. They got to get a stoppage of play. And Cole Grindy is down for Marysville-Pilchuck. And we don't have a foul or pick him up and limp him off. They will not have to substitute because he's up under his own power, and they did not have a coach or trainer go out to meet him. And now they will sub just because. It's probably a good idea to check up on the poor kid and make sure he's got 10 fingers and 10 toes.
Well, it looks like he's gimping pretty good there.
I'm not sure if he went down with the knee or the ankle. He kind of grabbed both of them at one point in time. 2:03 to go now. Snohomish with the leather. They'll rock it over to the left-hand side, and they've been very successful with. That's most of the three-pointers have come on that side of the court. Now they get into the wheel, and there's a shot. Oh, it is Sjogren who is fouled. He will go to the line. Bevan got him. Got got a little bit behind, had to follow him through the lane, and generally you'll get the benefit of the doubt on a call if you're an offensive player and the defender is behind you, clean or not.
30, Josh Silver.
So Bevan's first personal foul. Snohomish now in the double bonus. He was shooting anyway. Shoulder now. It's the first of two. JV right before us. One of those rare times on STSPN. You can go back and watch the JV Snohomish team. It'll be right there for you. It is now, actually. If you want to go back, I encourage you to listen to the rest of this one. But if you'd like to watch some of those JV players play, good opportunity to go back on STSPN. Make sure you check us out in the rest of the schedule. Glacier Peak and Snohomish basketball teams. And we got one of those calls that we talked about earlier on, Todd, that screen that is not quite held long enough or is not quite secure when it starts. And that is why Marysville is whistling for the offensive foul. There's a steal. Another turnover. And I think Glenn Bone would like to really knock those down. Team playing well, and they're playing good defense, but you hate to give up easy ones like that on. Those turnovers are awful tough to get back.
I don't even know what he was thinking right there. I mean, that's the kind of thing, you know, they have to have an idea in their head before they head to that basket. And now he was just kind of throwing that up there, hoping something's going to happen.
Well, and he got bailed out. Tanner Arrington got whistled for the foul.
Yep, they did.
And that will send Heckendorf to the line now. The first of two off the mark. Keaton and Juno will check in for the Tomahawks, and Heckendorf now has a chance to make it 8 points, an 8-point half for that young man off the bench, and he can't get it done. But the Tomahawks very aggressive off the rebound. Here comes some transition. They're trying to find the big man underneath, and why not? It's worked almost every possession. You've got it down there so far. Up top, Kane, long shot. That's probably not the one you were looking for. Now we got a foul underneath with a push. That will go against Josh Baird, his third.
You see him put that ball up. There was he had a defender right there in his face, and he just went right over the top of it.
Yeah, that goes against Hamlin, my mistake. Hamlin's second personal foul, but we've seen a lot of whistles today so far. Double bonus for both teams. Actually, not quite yet. Tomahawks will be in the double bonus in the next whistle. But Heckendorf back to the line, missed two in his last trip a possession ago. And misses the one-on-one this time. He's 0 for 3 from the stripe. Actually, he is 3 for 4. He hit an and one earlier. But 1 for 4 is not where you want to be in the shooting 25% from the line. I don't care what your position is. Here is Sjogren. He'll dump it back off to Ty Carlson. Carlson with a strong move. Left-hand side layup. And the lead back to 10 with 34 seconds to go. Here's Juno. Gets in with that right-hand side. Now we got that hand check. And once again, out top was Zach Carlson. Carlson has been whistled almost the same play both times. This little hand check out top. Sophomore hits the first one. Juno had 8 points on Tuesday against Arlington. Marysville-Pilchuck point guard, 5'10". That bucket makes it 2 points and cuts the lead down to 8 with 27 seconds to go. Juno has 8.
Oh, there's no.
They're struggling a little bit against this press. I think that'll get drawn up in the locker room at halftime also. Now playing for that last second shot. Shot clock is off. They'll dump it down underneath to Kane, the big man, stolen away with 7 seconds to go. Here come the Tommies. Juno crosses over into the lane, left hand. Oh, got it! He won it! And he gets the runner, and it's 35-29. And that's hurt you bad. Last second shot, you were playing for it.
I guess you'd call that a buzzer beater.
He got down there and actually drew a little bit of contact when he went up, crossed over into that middle of that paint, into some traffic, and was able to go up with that right hand and got the teardrop jumper to fall. 35-29 is where we are on STESPN. It's Snohomish. It's Marysville-Pilchuck, and Snohomish with the 6-point lead at the half. We'll take a quick break and see you on the other side. the Tomahawks, although it was really a game of 2 quarters so far. The first quarter saw Snohomish come out to a 21-8 advantage. And then what happened? The wheels kind of came off the truck, and the Marysville really found an answer in their full court pressure. Managed 21 points themselves in the second quarter to make it interesting to Snohomish's 14 in the second quarter.
Well, they made a couple of changes that I think were positive for them because they were a little bit weak, in their defense and their attack under the hoop. They made a couple of changes there, and it showed in the second period.
One of the changes was bringing Nate Heckendorf off the bench. I'm not sure if he got into the ballgame in the first quarter, and now he's sitting here at the half with 7 for the Tommies. One of those three-point plays was able to get to the basket on a turnover. Was able to intercept an inbound pass, go right to the basket, and then get fouled. So he definitely is that resurgence of energy that I think Barry Gould is looking off the bench. To go down the rest of the scoring, Bryce Juno has 8 points, Josh Bevan with 6, Dante Fields with 2, Caleb Keith did not score but has a foul. Nate Heckendorf, of course, we mentioned him with 7 points. Cole Grindy came off the bench, having 8 points the other night against Arlington, had a quick 4 before he was saddled with some foul trouble for the Tomahawks.
I can tell you one thing. I have a feeling that come Monday when they all go into practice that there's going to be a lot of free throw practice. Because they are not good from the line. Both of them were struggling really hard there for a while.
And we talked about how Marysville-Pilchuck struggled from the line up at Arlington, shooting less than 50%. I think with 11 for 28 or something like that from the stripe. And that is not going to win you any ball games. It's certainly not going to keep you close in a ball game like tonight. But I would have to mention that Snohomish will have that same duty on Monday that Marysville-Pilchuck will, but they haven't been that much better from the free throw line. Jacob Hamlin, after hitting 2 for 2, struggled, missing 2 struck in 1-on-1, the potential 4 points. And rounding out the rest of the scoring, Josh Baird 6 points, Ty Carlson with 2, Wyatt Harris 4 points. Colin Kane really the answer down low, the big 8 points. Jacob Hamlin 2, Tanner Arrington off the bench with 6, Josh Shogerton with 4, one of those in trouble. And around the rest of the league tonight, we've got a couple of Friday night ball games. Mount Lake Terrace beating Edmonds Woodway Boys a couple nights ago, 64-56. That was kind of a stunner.
Oh, did you call that game?
I did not call that game. That was a game that we had off, but one of those games that I think both teams were in. It was just physical play that really got Mount Lake Terrace over the top of Williams Stevens. All been to the state tournament 2 times in a row. Mount Lake Terrace looking to do a 3rd time, although they're able to do it with a lot different personnel. Coach Sue really put those guys in a fine working order by the time state rolls around. Other games going on tonight. Wenatchee is coming over the pass to play Monroe. Marysville Getchell is at Arlington. Shorecrest plays Kamiak, Cascade at Everett, and Kennewick coming over to play Lake Stevens. So a couple of teams that we don't usually talk about. Wenatchee Panthers coming over to play the Bearcats in Monroe. That's a little bit of a hike, but then you look down and you see Kennewick coming all the way over. A little jaunt over the pass is nothing compared to that probably 4-hour bus trip plus. And we're underway here at Snohomish High School. Looking in, and there is a pass out on the left-hand side to Steven Morgan, right-hand side rather, rebound Painter for the Tommies. Here he comes, wraparound dribble, left-hand side. They'll try to get the ball up quickly. There's Heckendorf, got it! Nate Heckendorf wastes no time getting the start here in the second half. Did not start the first quarter. And now Juno makes it a turnover once again. He'll go to the rack against the big man. Big man says, no, you take this right on back. Here comes the Morgan step to the rack. He is fouled and will shoot 2. Boy, someone turned the energy up a notch here in the second half. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, they came out running.
Dante Fields. That's important, that name, because that is his fourth personal foul. And will send Morgan to the free throw line. And he'll notch the first one. TJ Rice now will have to make that switch, as the senior has to exit early here in the third quarter with foul trouble. Only has 2 points so far tonight. The second of 2, no good. Painter with a rebound. Free throw trouble still. Consume the Panthers. There's Juno now, kick back out. It goes to Bevan. Painter now gets a little bit of a touch. Now that's Heckendorf. And as Ty Carlson got tangled up just a little bit at the half-court stripe. That'll be his second personal foul. 7:08, we're just underway here, second quarter, 36-31, a 5-point Snohomish lead, right to the rack. Heckendorf, no! Denied by Colin Kane. And here comes Morgan into the big man. No, he walked with a basketball. One extra little jump step out of Colin Kane. And Steele Morgan is stunned at the half-court line. He thought he had the time. 36-31 with 6:55 to go. Here come the Tommies. Crossover dribble into traffic, dumps it off. Painter, right hand with the left-hand side of the field.
Whoa.
Still struggling under pressure. They'll rip it around, and that's a hold call. Lenbone, Ken, of course, his brother in Washington State. Len, crossing his arm, not pleased at all.
Yeah,
As that is Colin Kane's second personal foul.
Kane set that screen over here and completely knocked him flat.
It's got the body to do it. I certainly wouldn't challenge a screen like that. Here comes Juno up with a drifter. That one's a tough bucket to hit in any circumstance. He'll come back and play some hands-on defense. He's got those active hands, Bryce Juno does. Now they'll dump it down underneath to Kane. Kane elevates, no. Tips it right back out. He'll go up to the rack. Hammer! 2 Tomahawks put the hammer down on Colin Kane, and the 6'7" frame hits the deck.
He just is not afraid to shoot right over the top of you.
He'll go to the free throw line. That is on Heckendorf, his second personal foul. So lack of fouls is certainly not an issue here tonight at Snohomish. Both teams not afraid to mix it up just a little bit. And Kane, with that 6'7" frame of his, showing the finesse from the stripe. 38-33, the lead back to 5 points. Bevan back over to Heckendorf, no offensive rebound. Out come the Tomahawks. 3-point by Rice, in and out. And another offensive rebound. Heckendorf trying to kick it off of Bevan, out to Bevan, and the sophomore can't hold on.
He had the right idea there.
Arrington will check in, replacing Harris. And Zach Carlson will check in, replacing Ty Carlson for the Panthers. 5:56 to go, third quarter. Bringing the ball up now. The Panthers will try to set it in the half court. Kane drops it down on the left-hand dribble now, and a little bit of trouble, has to get it back out to Baird. Baird will reset. Right now they're pulling the big man way out top. Here is Carlson, Zach Carlson. Over goes to Ibelia. Ibelia trying to dump it down underneath. Now the kick out. Here comes the Tanner Arrington. 3! Got it! 9 points now for Tanner Arrington. And the lead 41-33 with 5 and change remaining here third quarter. And now into the double team trap situation. Underneath it goes. One step and up. No good. Another block. Colin Kane has got to have half a dozen, and now we've got a pickpocket, but Bryce Juno is whistled for the foul. That'll be his first. And he is not pleased, nor is this Tomahawk crowd. referee has up here, but I got a side, I think, with the Marysville crowd. That looked like it was a pretty clean pick.
I would agree with that.
8-point lead now for the by the Panthers. Now out top it goes to Baird. Baird control to Morgan. Morgan gets in, splits the wickets. Right hand runner, no good. Offensive rebound and putback, no good. He thought he had an easy bunny. Now the Tomahawks here shooting out that little hesitation dribble, and it was bound to get whistled for it sooner or later. And you wonder, Todd, if some of that call right there wasn't the descent of Bryce Juno on that pick call one trip ago. 41-33, Panthers with the lead. They've got the ball. Out top it goes to Kane. Kane on that left-hand side to Morgan. Drug his foot just a little bit now with that left-hand dribble. Ibelia dumps it down back to Kane. Short hand. He's going to try to put it in against Rice. Rice, now it goes up to the left hand. No. And a foul call. I think that is just frustration on Colin Kane's part, but it's his third. And he knows it. He walks right to the bench. Made a good move. Was able to face T.J. Rice at about 10 feet. Swung that ball low just like you're taught. Went in hard with the left hand, which is sometimes tough for a big man. He just couldn't get it to fall. You can't fault him for the effort. Here comes Juno now, and he's partially stripped, but Steele Morgan right there is called for the foul, his third. Ben Bone wants faster rotations from this left-hand side bench over here. Trying to get some help from his defense on senior point guard and defender Steele Morgan, who right now has 3 fouls, and they'll switch it up now. They'll put Baird on Juno. A little bit of a different matchup. Rice. There comes the left hand now. It's Heckendorf, who's had some great success. And an offensive rebound, no good. Harris rips down the rebound. Long lead pass. They've got Baird. He's got the triple coming. Josh Baird drops his third three-pointer of the night. He's got 9 on the other way. No three-pointer, and Painter trying to get that offensive glass. Here comes Baird and company. They want to put a little distance here now in this third quarter. And that's a foul call as Wyatt Harris comes flying in for an offensive board. Rice with the foul. Love it when the big man runs the court. And Wyatt Harris got the rebound on one end, came down on the fast break, and after one pass was right there to pick up the offensive board, and he was rewarded with a trip to the free throw line. It's the first. T.J. Rice will exit. Caleb Keaton will come in. And they'll also take out Nate Heckendorf as Cole Grindy will come in for the Tomahawks. The second and 2 for Harris is short. Quick outlet. Quickly back on defense. Steele Morgan does not want any more of that transition to happen in his eyes. Juno with the shot, no good, and they got a walk goal.
Seeing some frustration now.
I was just going to say Bryce Juno is extremely frustrated. To a degree, he's got a right to be frustrated, but he's got to really be careful here and not let this game get away because of it. Painter with the block. Offensive rebound for Harris. Can't get that one to fall. He'll get his own rebound, go up strong, and it's fouled! No! We've got a walk ball. Whoa! There's nobody on the court working harder right now than Wyatt Harris.
You know, I got to tell you, you saw him jump a couple times down there, and you have to wonder, you know, I think that was the right call.
Came down, couldn't get the easy one. Went right back up after getting that 6'6" frame above every Tomahawk I think there was in the place. He had 4 hanging on him and around him, and at one point in time it looked like he got a lot of contact. Couldn't get that one to stick, came right back down, got his own offensive rebound, went right back up, and you knew that was going to be it. And then the whistle. But the kid is working his tail off. I mean, he's got a hard hat and a lunch pail there on the bench, and he is breathing heavy. Snohomish not showing any signs of fatigue. I bet they've got a very well-conditioned squad. And of course, the way Len Bone has been substituting, he's got good minutes spread around the court. Foul trouble, of course, contributes a little bit to that. Steele Morgan with 3 fouls, Colin Kane with 3. Really everybody after that, 2 apiece. Dante Fields, their power forward for the Tomahawks, has 4 personal fouls. He sat most of the first quarter and now has been very absent after about a minute of play in the third quarter. We have not seen him return. The Tomahawks really struggling to find their offensive wit. They'll kick it out now. There is Bevan, a long 3-ball no. Painter with the rebound, gets it knocked away, and he is fouled. Painter listed as 6'4". He plays more of like about a 6'6" guy.
His first personal, 15th foul for Panthers.
Wyatt Harris with his first personal foul. He'll take a leave of absence now, along with Tanner Arrington. There's Juno with a short corner jumper. Short, left it short. Now here comes the fast break. Josh Baer goes up with a kind of a left hand to right hand scoop shot. Left it into the rim, but he is fouled. Will go to the line. Josh Bevan, his second personal foul. Now Baird has a chance to get his 10th. He does. Double digits now for Josh Baird and Colin Kane, the 2 Panthers in double figures tonight so far. With 2:33 to go, and he hits them both. And the interchangeable bigs of Wyatt Harris and Colin Kane have really made things hard for this half-court offense to get started. There's a turnover. Ridley did not like it. He thought he got knocked down. There's a Baird right-hand runner, no good. Painter will rip the glass clear. And he is fouled by Morgan, his 4th personal foul. You can bet he will see the rest of the third quarter from the bench. Jacob Hamlin will check in. Coach Bone wants to make sure that all the energy is positive on his bench. Has a little bit of a talking to Steele Morgan. Right in front of the referee there. Probably a very wise move as Morgan will go back and get himself a drink of water. Here's a crossover dribble. Juno to the rack. Very adept at drawing that foul, especially on the dribble drive, and that time puts it down. We'll head to the free throw line once again. His first attempt now here in this second half. Foul goes on Jacob Hamlin, his 3rd. So Snohomish guards in a bit of a struggle now. They've got Morgan with 4, Hamlin with 3, and Baird with 2. But the free throw woes of the Tommies continue. 2:03 remain third quarter here. Snohomish with the 47-33 lead, 14 points, and they've really dominated this third quarter of play. Caleb Keaton able to get in there for the offensive rebound and is failed, I think, by Colin Kane.
That was number 14.
That'll go against Hamlin. Now you've got a couple with 4. Harris will come in, as does Zach Carlson, replacing Jacob Hamlin, who was not in there more than about a minute and a half and is whistled for two fouls along that span. Tomahawks have had their chances to work back in this if they could just hit some free throws. Caleb Keaton, his first point of the night. You're not going to go through the season shooting less than 50% and win a lot of ball games. There's the second. Snohomish winning 4 games last year. Marysville-Pilchuck only to 1. And now we've got a walk ball. head coach for the Tomahawks, Barry Gould, going back to what worked there in that second quarter, right to that full court pressure, and now got himself 2 turnovers back-to-back and a chance to cut into this lead and get at least back down to single digits.
Wow, they went from 5 points down to, back up to 12. I mean, they've got to work out something here.
They're going to have to find better shots than that. There's a push-off foul. Foul will go against Zach Carlson, and that came from a ways away. Look at head coach Bone for the Panthers shaking his head down here. You know he wasn't thrilled as Juno just kind of put up a bit of a circus shot and was rewarded with a trip to the free throw line. Carlson has 3 personal fouls. Bryce Juno now with 9 points awaiting the second free throw. And that is short. No good. Rebound goes to Ty Carlson. He'll control and just get it into the hands of the steady Josh Baird. Almost had it picked. So without Morgan on the floor, you've got to go to senior point guard in reserve, Josh Baird. But you're going to have to get him some help against this trapping full court pressure. Of course, now the Tomahawks will pull it off. And they've got an 11-point lead now with 1:35 to go. There's a kick ball and a turnover, another one, as Zach Carlson tries to dribble in with that right hand. Trying to take advantage of an overplay, and now a quick pass, no good. That 2 turnovers. Certainly has gotten very sloppy here in the third quarter. It's amazing how quick high school basketball can go from picture-perfect, disciplined basketball to sloppy, the blink of an eye. There's an easy basket by Wyatt Harris. He's got 7 points on the night. Pass out to Bevan. He takes the long triple. 3 now for Josh Bevan. He's got 9. All from beyond the range of the 3-point circle. Carlson now out top to Harris. Down into Baird, gets into a triple team and is fouled by Josh Bevan. That'll be his 3rd. Bevan pretty much just grabbed the elbow and ripped it right around the waist of Josh Baird. Baird now will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair, hit the last 2. Now they put Morgan back on the field. Steele Morgan with 4 fouls will play the rest of this third quarter. Normally I would say quite a gamble. Eastside Catholic in the 3A football finals. The Crusaders cut into Bellevue's lead 14-7 on a touchdown. So Bellevue not quite running away with the title. And as Harley Kirsch scores, a quarterback keeper. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Of course, Bellevue, the juggernaut that they are, you can't imagine them being anything but another state champion. And then here is a 3-ball by Josh Bevan. He hits 2 in back-to-back triples, or back-to-back trips for the Tomahawks. And Morgan now will bring it up into the front court. Now swing it back out and reload into this man-to-man defense being employed by the Tomahawks. Underneath the Baird, loses the handle, goes up strong, got it! Josh Baird into double digits. Here's the long ball off the glass. No. Good attempt by Bryce Juno. That's the end of the quarter. 52-42. Snohomish Panthers by 10. Still a ball game here at the hallowed halls of Snohomish High School. Bellevue, we mentioned the state 3A football final. Sam Richmond runs in for a TD, and just like that, the Wolverines back on top, 21-7. You show them a little bit of daylight, and they will bury you.
You know, we were there for that for the Glacier Peak game, and I got to tell you that part of their strategy was to kick the ball out of bounds every single time they kicked it, because you just can't let them have that ball. They'll run it past you every time. I mean, it's
Well, we saw
unbelievable.
the same thing in the state playoffs with Edmonds Woodway and Federal Way. Boy, you kicked it right to the fastest guy on the planet. You let him get a good head of steam. It doesn't take long for those jets to turn on afterburner and suddenly 40, 50 yards upfield. I think teams need to probably employ the kick-away strategy more than they do. Especially in games like this. You've got to take every advantage you can of what your strong points are. And playing defense is one of them. Don't let a team not let your defense be on the field. That was a long attempt by Josh Bevan. That one was shot from Canada. It's short. That one another short. You kind of wonder if maybe the Marysville-Pilchuck legs have gone out a little bit here as we start the fourth quarter. There's the turnover. Painter with it. Long lead pass up front to Grindy. He'll stop and pop a 15-footer. No. Harris with the rebound. And here comes the Panthers. Good screen out top, stopping a pop, and they walk with the ball. Steele Morgan got bright eyes as he turned the corner. He saw a lot in front of him. Nobody was going to step out and stop that shot. Put just a little stutter in there and walk with the ball. Another turnover. Turnovers expected in high school basketball, and especially the second game of the season. You're still trying to work some of the bugs out.
I think they're both looking a little tired, actually.
Here's Bevan now. He'll kick the ball out to Painter. Stop and a pop. No, he has been quiet, eerily quiet. And they say out of bounds. Michael Painter, the junior, 7 points against Arlington on Tuesday. Has just the 2 tonight.
What was that final score?
42-68 Arlington by 24 points. So pass underneath. Again, another turnover right there. The Tomahawks, here they come. Got a 3-on-2. Long lead pass. Up it goes. Keaton, no! And it will go back to the Panthers. Actually, Grindy that got the hand on it. Tanner Harrington will check back in, along with Colin Kane.
You can judge, how tired they are when you start watching. Between plays, they're only walking to where they're going to be.
Eckendorf in for the Tomahawks. Well, and you watch them come off the court, heading to the bench, and they're not necessarily sprinting either. Just Bass getting the ball in quickly. Here come the Tomahawks. Baird wraparound pass to Kane. No, out. 6:24 left here in the ball game. 52-42. A couple of three-pointers and a pair of free throws, and you're right back in it. And it's not without Josh Bevan trying to do that. He's got 6 3-pointers on the night. Excuse me, he's got 4 3-pointers on the night. 6 in each half. There's the Bevan block. Long lead pass up and foul. A good attempt and a right idea by Cole Grindy on the right-hand side to elevate was not clear. And that will be it for Steele Morgan.
Well, I don't believe Marysville hasn't led at all the entire game, have they?
Haven't what?
They haven't led at all.
They have not led. Morgan will foul out with a single point, although has played exquisite defense on a very quick Bryce Juno, allowing him to get by a couple of times, and that's why those hand checks, that's why things have been costly for him, at least as far as taking on foul trouble. Grindy hits the first of 2, 52-43. Second one in and out, no good. Painter got it back up, and now we've got a push foul underneath. Go back to shooting free throws. Eckendorf has his 3rd personal foul, and into the bonus goes Snohomish. They will put 43. Ibelia to the line. And he hits the pair. Andrew all his points here in the second half. Only man who's got the hot hand, Josh Beaven. He wants to shoot it. This time on dribble drive with the right hand. No. To the deck goes Colin Kane, and if it's hit on him, that's his fourth personal foul. They've only gotten him for 3 in the official book, so that's what I'm going to have here too. That would have been trouble. Jacob Hamlin with 4, Colin Kane with 3, and at the line, Paul Grindy.
You have to be careful because you get towards the end, and that's where she matters, right there.
And there's a lot of time left, 6 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, you get a couple of key players out with some foul trouble, and a lot can happen. And right now, that lead down to 9 points, 54-45. Out front it goes. Hamlin with it. Will stop play and bounce it into Kane. Now underneath Baird, right hand. 2 points. Josh Baird has been the difference here in the second half for Snohomish. Backing up is Eckendorf. Eckendorf back out to Juno. A little shake and bake to the rack. Right hand off the glass. A little kiss. It's good. Juno, 3 points here in the half. 56-47. The lead back to 9 points and into that more pressure. I think that's a good call. I like that call. I know it's not what the Marysville-Pilchuck crowd is after, but Juno threw his hips right into the offensive player, and it was without a question the right call to make. And I think he sprinkled a little Hollywood in there too.
I think there was some good acting there, undoubtedly.
Jacob Hamlin to the line now in double bonus time. And he barely creeps one in. All of Hamlin's points have come by way of the free throw stripe. Second one on the way is good also. And now a timeout on the floor.
There's Jacob Hamlin's mother right over there. You see right here with the glasses all straight over. She's all sitting on the edge of her seat. Beth Hamlin. There she is.
See, you got some vested parents. You've got vested communities in high school sports. And of course, unlike even college anymore, where you sometimes the one and dones. You have a lot of kids, especially with brothers and sisters, have been in programs for years. And you hang out for 10 or 12 years in a gym, you get pretty comfortable.
We can get a shot of her here.
Sometimes the...
Come on, Beth, there you are.
Sometimes the bleachers aren't necessarily as comfortable as the environs are of a home court when you're a ball player. Certainly having seen a lot of basketball ourselves, we've got accustomed to putting the cushion down before you take a seat. Here is Painter on long 3. No, he's been deftly quiet from the field tonight. Painter only 2 points. It came on a putback. Now here comes Baird between the wickets it goes. They'll dump it down underneath. Arrington up! Tanner Arrington has 5 in the half, 11 for the game. 60-47 your score now with 4:44 to go. Tomahawks trying to keep it alive. Painter will put it back up. He's fouled first. That will go against Jacob Hamlin, and that will check him out with fouls. He is exiting. And now guard play becomes a lot more interesting. You've got Steele Morgan has already fouled out. And then Jacob Hamlin, also a defender, has fouled out. And they will bring Josh Shogren in. And now out for the first time in it seems like most of the ball game. Dante Fields, the senior, will come back in and give Josh Bevan a bit of a rest in the final 4:40, but I don't think he's going to be out long. He's the only one that can hit baskets for Marysville-Pilchuck. Painter with a free throw.
Well, a little update here. I think the light is slowly being put out for Eastside Catholic. Bellevue scored again. It's 28-7 now.
About lightning. They did not take them long to put up 14 points. Missing the second free throw. 60-48 into some foul, into some trap, and into some trouble. Runs Andrew Avila, and now a timeout, and a smart one. They'll take a full 4:27 remaining. Snohomish, of course, playing tonight, will go on to play Oak Harbor on Tuesday. And then at home, up away again to Mount Vernon. So two tough road trips, Oak Harbor and then Mount Vernon, before finally coming back to the company confines of Snohomish Gymnasium, Lake Stevens, on December 18th. And that game will be right here on STSPN. You get the entire slate of games that will be broadcast by going to the website.
Well, that 18th game against Lake Stevens, I believe that's going to be simulcast with our good friend Tom Lafferty over there at 1380 also, so I believe.
They do a good job. Great job. Covering high school sports in the Snohomish area. But we're glad you found us here on STSPN. 4:27 to go, fourth quarter. A 12-point lead being enjoyed by the Black Cats of Snohomish. Beckendorf guarding Baird. Into that hefty man-to-man, high-energy pressure. Snohomish trying to just play some keep away. They got the shot clock down to 8 seconds now. Baird with it. Kicks it out. Shogren now will have to do something with it with two, and that will just let it run out. Shogren has not been out of the ballgame. We did not quite know where he was. I think now there's some discussion about whether to take the ball out. They say it will be a shot clock violation. I think that is the right call.
Yeah, that was about a half a second too late there on the way out across the line.
Crossing the 4-minute mark now, Marysville-Pilchuck has got to fight with a little bit more urgency. Here's a Painter three. No. And we've got a knock to the head underneath. And I'm not sure who got Colin Grindy, but he came out of the pile grabbing his temple.
Two shots.
And that will be the fourth foul on Colin Kane. That's who tagged Grindy. And the first free throw from Grindy is good. He's got 4 free throws in this second half. And 8 points on the evening. And Kane will check out with foul trouble. Back in goes Wyatt Harris. And Grindy hits both free throws. He's got 9 points on the night. 3:51 to go, 10-point lead. But it's a tenuous one. Snohomish is going to have to get some things done. There's the turnover. Nobody wanted the ball. They all wanted to get out on transition. Tomahawks have to stop, retreat, go back and get the basketball. 60-50. There's the long three, no good. And it goes off the legs of Wyatt Harris and out of bounds. The Tommies will control.
Yeah, I think the sense of urgency here is going to start picking up a little bit.
Well, you can be urgent as long as you're smart. And I'm not sure that last 3 ball from about 80 feet was the smart and urgent.
I've seen several of those out of them tonight.
There's the cross. And in against the triple team, and the tough call. A smaller defender going in against 2 bigger defenders who have not moved.
Wyatt Harris, that's his second personal.
Wyatt Harris gets the foul.
Shooting for the Tomahawks on the
Here
free,
comes Bryce Juno. Tomahawks looking to score points with the clock stopped right now. That is one of the enemies with only 3:24 to go, and Juno hits the first. Bevan back into the game. He will check out Brindy. Bevan has 12 points, all from beyond the arc. 4 3-pointers. And with a chance to cut the lead to 8, here's the second. It is in and out. Back to a 9-point ball game. Tomahawks full court man-to-man pressure. And Baird now dribbling the ball up, not used to playing that point guard spot. But because Morgan is out with foul trouble, fouled out of the ball game, he's having to take over. Here's the long three. Sjogren, no. And that's a heads-up play. Andrew Avila knew he did not have the balance to control the basketball. Turned around and threw a slider into the feet.
Yes, he did.
Of the Tomahawk players, and now we'll get the leather back with 3 minutes to go and a timeout on the floor. Snohomish with the 9-point lead, 60-51 with 3:01 to go. Full timeout here on the floor. I'd like to thank you for being part of SDSBN. Got a great lineup of basketball, prep style, all the way through the playoffs. Glad you'll join us. Whether you join us on the rebroadcast or you join us live,
So we've got a game tomorrow night. We've got the big crosstown rivals for the girls, Glacier Peak and Snohomish, right here, back at Snohomish High School. And then Monday we're going to be doing a Jackson game. So
Jackson, I don't remember off the top of my head. Glacier Peak girls, good squad of kids. Of course, you've got a Cal Poly signee.
well, it's interesting because Nicole Fossey is
Tall, redheaded. Absolutely know her when you see her. Good, very nice, soft jump shot from the short corner. And any college would be happy to have that big body, especially with the way she plays basketball. A very nice kid. Great kid. Here we are. And the men's side of things, the Snohomish Panthers trying to play a little keep away and burn off 3 minutes of clock. And they'll have to have a little bit of help in getting some turnovers. Randy now over to the left-hand side to Ty Carlson. Sjogren, and he has it poked away. Here comes Heckendorf to the rack with the right hand. Heckendorf has 11. And it's 60-53 with 2:30 to go. Here's Baird, crosses the timeline, has some pressure. He had Heckendorf all over him. Like glue, down underneath, beautiful pass, blocked by Heckendorf. And now Dante Fields will find the guard. Here comes Bryce Juno, and suddenly the crowd gasps a little bit. Heckendorf with 3, in and out. Hader with the rebound. Michael Pater has 5 points, all of it here in the second half. 60-55. And the Snohomish crowd stunned a little bit. They're on their heels.
they're going to have to pick up where they left off at the half instead of trying to transition to Marysville ball. They need to play their own game.
Yeah, it looks like to me one of those fine lines playing for the win with a large lead. Of course, you want to take some time off the clock, but you got to avoid that playing not to lose as opposed to playing to win. It's a real tough fine line for a coach to walk. And sometimes it gets in those kids' head that we're playing not to lose, and they lose their aggression, they lose their focus, they're too worried about not making mistakes, and of course that's exactly when mistakes happen. And with 2:04 to go, the lead cut to 5 points, and you've got to bet that the Tomahawks are smelling a chance at a W here. You've given them a little hope. If you're Snohomish, you've let them hang around perhaps a little too long.
Well, 5 points in 2 minutes, I mean, that's nothing. So, I mean, they definitely have to step up their defense if they plan on getting their first win out of here.
Villia will inbound the ball and get it to Baird. Baird now crosses over to Shogun. He'll bring the ball up. Being guarded by Bevan, man-to-man. With that left hand, yo-yos across. Now across over to the right. Get it into Ty Carlson. Carlson with one pump goes to the deck. He's fouled, and that will go against Painter. And in the bonus, double bonus.
Foul on number 23 of Tomahawks, Michael Painter. That's his fourth personal.
4 free throws to be had, and Painter has to be careful the rest of the minute 49. He's got 4 fouls. Ty Carlson draws back iron. Speaking of 4 fouls, here comes Colin Kane. He'll check in for Wyatt Harris, but he's also got some baggage. 4 fouls for him.
They were saving it up.
Carlson hits the free throw. Back to 6 points. Bevan now will take over point guard duty into Painter. Painter wheels back out to Bevan. He's trying to spot him up for a 3. You can guarantee that's the case. Here's Painter. Back out to Bevan. Now nobody wants the ball turned over. And now the ball onto the deck goes 3 players. And finally get the whistle blown and get everybody over there. Unlike the first half, that one came up without a lot of anger. I think there was some angst in the scrum that we saw in the first half. A lot of players mixing it up there. They'll inbound the ball to Carlson. They got a travel. Turnovers.
Yeah, you can't walk with the ball.
If you do, it's a good move. You can get away with it. That wasn't the case there. Josh Baird lifted up that heel and they whistled for it. Snohomish has fouled out 2 guards in Morgan and Hamlin. That was a long stop and a pump, tough bucket. Rebound, Fields. Kicks it right back out. Here's the long ball. 3! Josh Bevan! And it's a 61-58 ball game with a minute 3 to go. Ibelia, offensive foul. Holy smoker, we got a ball game.
Wow. Love these kind of games.
56 seconds to go. Marysville-Pilchuck with the leather, and they're down 3. Hesitation dribble, kick out, come on hand. Here's Bevan. He's in some trouble, wants the timeout. That is a wise, astute call.
Yeah, they got the momentum with them too. So
For only a sophomore, that is a heady call to know you're in some deep trouble, deep in the well there, and you've got to call timeout. Impressive. Talked about Snohomish and their upcoming schedule. Marysville-Pilchuck after this one tomorrow go back and play the famed Marysville-Pilchuck High School alumni game. So you got a little fun for you tomorrow. That's a 7:15, of course, at the home court. You're facing the guys that played in the court before you, including head coach Barry Gould, who played at Marysville-Pilchuck. Coach Gould with the second most tenured coach here in the Wesco. 9 seasons behind the man to his left. That is Len Bone. Here's Painter. Stop. Gould. Field. Back out to Juno. A long 3 on the way. Oh! Here's Juno with the triple. And we are now at 61.
Now there's some pressure. Here comes some pressure.
And the vibe is flowing right now for Marysville-Pilchuck. The foul will go against Ty Carlson, his 3rd personal foul, as Michael Painter The Snohomish bench and crowd is absolutely
stunned
right now. 3 seconds to go. You're going to have to draw it up. Still timeouts left. Juno hits the free throw. 63-61. An amazing come from behind by the Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. Free throw up, it is good. And a timeout now. Len Baum's going to draw it up. See what Coach Baum can come up with 3.0 seconds to go and down 3 points.
3 points. That means they got to hit it from outside that zone, but they got to get it down there first.
Most high school guards can dribble coast to coast in about 4 seconds.
Means they're going to have to pass it.
If it's faster by passing the ball. So you're going to have to, get it in under what you can guarantee is some pretty heavy overplay pressure. And then you've got to get yourself clear enough to where you're going to be able to knock it down. And thank all our sponsors on STSPN for making it happen. Some of these folks out. I know you saw it right here. We appreciate your patronage and we appreciate their sponsorship. So they will put 2 men at the stripe and they will run the end line. Here comes the long bomb. They're going to Baird. It's tipped away. And they'll get it out of bounds with 2.1 seconds to go. And
well, now they've got an inbound. Now they have an inbound play.
Not a bad one at all. Villia will take it out. And now we've got another timeout. This time, Coach Gould would like to figure out how to draw this up.
Well, they got 2 choices. They can either go for 2 points and a foul, or get it out to the 3-point line.
And if I'm Len Bone, I say you've got to inbound and pass the strike. It has to be inbounded and pass the 3-point line. Here's why. If I'm Marysville-Pilchuck and I know you're down 3 with only 2 seconds to go and you inbound it inside that arc, I'm fouling you immediately. Put you at the line, there's no way you're going to get the ball back. So we'll see what they do. Absolutely amazing run. Marysville-Pilchuck down by 10 points at the half, or at the end of the third quarter. And we're down by as many as 14, 15 points. There's the kick out, 3 on the way, no good. And that's the ball game. They drew it up for Josh Baird, who got a clean look at it. He just didn't quite get the ball entirely in his hand before he let the release go. And that is the final, 64-61. And an amazing come-from-behind victory by the Tommies of Marysville-Pilchuck. Holy smoke.
Wow,
What a ball game.
I wouldn't have picked that. The whole game, Snohomish was in control.
Marysville-Pilchuck put up 22 points in the fourth quarter to 9 of Snohomish. It was all done in frame number 4.
That is crazy.
And again, the final 64-61. We'll take a little bit of a timeout, come back and give you the scoring breakdown on STSPN. Thanks for being along. Don't go anywhere.